Hi everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about the death card and how it's been working in my life. I've been getting it a lot this year, and of course we know those traditional meanings of transition and transformation and letting go of old and making room for new things. But sometimes it does mean actual death, and I have had that experience a few times this year. And I want to talk about one person in particular. It was a friend of mine, and she did take her own life, and she was a beautiful young woman, and sadly she just evidently felt that, at the depths of her soul, she felt that she couldn't go on anymore. But what was happening is that there were some people that knew her that felt really worried and upset, saying that, suicide is an act that leaves irreparable damage to that soul. Now, I do not feel that way, and that's what I want to talk about. I feel that when we come here, we do have agreements and contracts, and I think, in her case like that, she just made the choice to end that contract early, just to end the contract. And I feel that, with that perspective, there is no room for blame or shame to that person, so I just feel that's a very important thing, and I will repeat that again, that there is no blame and no shame. And, what I have done and continue to do from time to time is to send love and energy to her, because I feel that, now she has a chance to really heal and to grow and to blossom in a way that maybe she just couldn't here or wasn't ready to do here. So, if you know someone in that, or if you've experienced that through someone, or have those worries that that soul is in some peril, it just isn't true. I don't, at the depths of my being, I believe that is not true. But to send love and to send healing is a wonderful thing to do. I'm going to show you a few cards, and then I want to talk about some other aspects of death. It's a heavy topic, but it is very important. It's part of our life. So, as a healer, I do believe that it is as important to, if you have the opportunity, it's important to be able to help someone have a peaceful passing. I think that's just as important to do as it is to help them heal when they're living. So I want to talk about a couple of remedies that I have used very successfully now with helping souls pass. So in my case, mostly I work with animals. So people would come to me at that end where the animal is really, really in their last days. So I'm going to show you this remedy here. It is an Australian bush flower essence, and it is called Autumn Leaves. There are many uses for this remedy. So you can, if a person or an animal is winding down, and you know that in the last few weeks or even months of their life, this would be great to put a few drops in. If it's an animal, you can put it in a water bowl. If it's a person, then you can just get a cup of water. A disposable cup is great. And you put a few drops, and they can sip it throughout the day, through the process of their winding down. And what that will do is really help them to really prepare themselves to die. Now, I do want to talk about if it's the last few days or few hours of a person's life or an animal's life. Now, this is where I have used it most often, as I said. So at that point in time, a lot of times the animal is no longer able to, they're not eating or drinking on their own anymore, So what you can do is make up a little cup of that water. Now you want to get a dropper. You can get it at any pharmacy, like a little dropper. And so what happens is if that animal is next to you and is sleeping, and through that process, that often they'll wake up and be agitated or in pain or scared, and so you would get that little dropper and put a few drops of the solution in their mouth, and what you'll see is they'll start to calm down. and you can just be there with them. And that will go on through the hours, and it provides clarity and peace as they're passing for a person or an animal. I'm going to say that again. I'm sure they were really made for people. I just happen to work more with animals. I have seen this many times. Now, the people that would come to me were people that wanted, they did not want euthanasia. They wanted to be with their animal and to share that very intimate moment with their animal, that moment of passing, to send love to them. And so that is why, I offered this remedy for them. And it's been very successful. I mean, just think about that. A lot of times people are very scared when they're dying. So if you can offer that peace and clarity, that is a beautiful, beautiful gift to give someone. This remedy is also very good if you are going through a time in your life where there is a lot of change or transition, or transformation, where, maybe it's a little hard to move forward and you need some help. This is a great remedy for that. So it's very similar to the death card because it will work for, in both sides of that issue. There is another remedy, also a bush remedy, and it's called lichen. It's L-I-C-H-E-N. This is similar in its properties, that it will help with the passing, but it has a different, a slightly different and very unusual take on it. And what it is if a person has passed suddenly, and sometimes when that happens, there's a confusion in that spirit, and they don't always know what to do and where to go. Now, if you're in a situation where that has happened with a friend or a loved one, what you can do with this lichen is, again, you make up a solution of water and a few drops of the remedy. Now, what you can do is get a photo of that person and put the photo on a table and put the cup of solution on top of their photo, and you would keep that, overnight for about a day or so. If you don't have a photo, you make up that little solution, and you can write their name on a piece of paper and put it right into the cup of water. And it will just help that soul, that energy, it will give them some energy to be able to pass, to know what they're doing when they're passing, so that it'll take that confusion away. It's a very unusual situation, but it's good to be prepared. Ian White, who created the remedies, recommends that you put it in a spray bottle and spray the air with the intention to give it to that soul, that energy to the soul, to help them with their with their passing. So I'm just going to show you a few more cards. I mean, I know this is a heavy topic, but it's very important. And if you have had the experience where you've lost some friends and loved ones, it really does make it, gives you the opportunity to really look at your own life and appreciate it on a much deeper level. So if you'd like to ask me any questions about that, or the remedies, or how to use them, just drop me a line. Also, sometimes for whatever reason, I can't write back to people because the YouTube won't allow it. Sometimes I can't get my messages properly and I can't reply properly. If that happens, what I do is I will go to your discussion page on your YouTube and drop you a line there. Okay. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and enjoy your life. Bye.